Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
There are three ropes that I have the most experience with. This is spider line, very colorful. It has a sheath around a core. This is 3.8 millimeter stuff, which is rated quite strongly for our purposes. That's nice stuff. Because of the sheath, it grabs. It holds a lot of knots. This is Amstel Blue. It's a little lighter, has essentially the same brake strength, but at a less weight cost. It's a little more slippery. I wouldn't use this in a garter hitch because it tends to squash the fibers flat, but holds most knots. The lightest stuff of all is this, and shown in most of the demonstrations. This is Vectran's very slippery stuff, doesn't hold all that many knots. The ones that I've demonstrated are all good except for the garter hitch. I really wouldn't use this in a garter hitch again because the rope tends to get squished between the rings and just doesn't look like a good thing. You can do some interesting things if you take an SMC ring and thread it onto your suspension with 3 wraps like so. You can use this as an anchor in a trucker's hitch sort of arrangement. What the mechanical advantage here does is take tension off at this point, so much so that, my experience, all you need is slippery half hitch, and it's easy enough to undo. Another use of the SMC ring is as a slider. We can create an adjustable length loop at the end of the cord. So if I were to take the very end of my suspension cord and fix it to this ring and have these 3 loops as I have before, then I've got the capability here with this ring of changing the length of the cord from half of the length from here to the end of this cord, which is the arrangement that we've seen, to the full length. So to move this, we just loosen the tension on the side in the direction that we want to go. So I'm going to loosen the tension this way. Now I can slide the ring up this way, and you can see that I have increased the length of the suspension. To move it the other way, I loosen the tension on that side and move it in this direction. And so you can see that we have quite an adjustable arrangement. If it happens that I need to get closer to the tree, then it's just a matter of changing the length at which I tie this off. And now I have the same property that the range of adjustability I have goes from half the length of the cord from the base of the hammock around into where it's tied off to the full length. In practice then, you should only have to tie this knot once when you hang, and then the rest of the time you can do your minute adjustments this way. Structural ridge lines are very popular with the hammocking crowd. It's a cord that's tied fixed at one end to the other, which ensures that when you hang your hammock you have a minimum length of sag. It's tempting but unnecessary when you're hanging the hammock to hang this tight and taut to ensure that you've got just that minimum sag. What this does is it puts undue tension on this line. You don't really need that much tension. All you need that line to do is to tell you what their minimum sag is. So what I do is I loosen until I start to see that the ridge line is starting to droop a little bit, then take it a little bit tighter and then fasten it off. And now what I've got is the minimum sag that I want, but not too much tension on the ridge line.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Finally, now we pull it all together and show you something that's called a single line suspension. So there's one line from that tree to one of our rings that's got the loops in it. Follow that line to the end of the hammock, where we have again one of those rings with the loops in it, and back up to the tree. And so with one cord we provide the suspension and the ridge line as well.